The 2026 Liverpool squad is not normal. It is something football has rarely seen.
This is a British transfer record. Liverpool are breaking their transfer record twice. In the same summer, they are doing their best to secure dynasty. They are doing their best to secure legacy. They are doing their best to make history.
They broke the transfer record not once, but twice in the same transfer window. First, spending 116 million on Florian Wirtz.
You know what the big problem is? If Liverpool get Wirtz, it's done.
It's done. Is this your bold shout?
Have you seen him?
Oh yeah, of course I have, yeah.
And then, smashing the league again by paying 125 for Alexander Isak.
Alexander Isak to Liverpool. Here we go, the biggest move of the summer transfer window. An historical Premier League record is now done.
But that was only the beginning. Arne Slot went all in, determined not just to add quality, but to make perfect what was already perfect.
The thing I always pick up, even when Liverpool won the league, Slot kept saying, every game we had, we only won by one goal, or almost like every game had to go to 90 minutes. And he made the point of saying, in the past when City were winning leagues, sometimes the game was over after an hour. So it already tells you in his head, even though Liverpool have only not scored in one game in the Premier League since being there. You think, I want more goals, I want more, I want this game over after an hour in 70 minutes.
Hugo Ekitike arrived for 79 million, a striker who scores in every field in the Premier League.
Let me tell you, I watched him, and I thought first 45 minutes, Bobby, he can play, honest to God. He's one of these boys up front. You know, you're a midfield player, you fire into him, you're confident he can keep a hold of it. Your confidence can stick. I mean, and he scores after 4 minutes. When you go to a club, you know, it's like you go to a club, and if you're particularly if you're a striker, a forward player, you want to get a goal, so you're off and running. 4 minutes. I think he's going to have a great season.
Milos Kerkez for 40 million, one of the most exciting young left backs in Europe. Jeremy Frimpong for 35 million, a right-sided machine built for speed and chaos. Giovanni Leone for 26 million, a center back with potential to dominate the next decade.
No, he's a good-looking guy, so as most Italians.
In total, Liverpool spent 420 million, an amount never seen before at Anfield, an amount that shakes the whole of Europe.
I think Kerkez is an upgrade on Andy Robertson, but it's been a good idea to keep him around. There was a stage when maybe he would leave and join Atletico Madrid. I think Frimpong gives a different option down that right-hand side to Conor Bradley. Haven't really found a like-for-like replacement for Trent Alexander-Arnold, but that's difficult to do. I think Ekitike is an upgrade on Darwin Nunez, and I would say that Isak is an upgrade as well on Luis Diaz. So I think Liverpool have had a fantastic transfer window.
But here's the key. This spending spree was not about winning one Premier League title. This was about building a dynasty. This was about ensuring Liverpool behave like true champions, making the strong even stronger, and building a team that can dominate not just today, but tomorrow and the years to come. Line by line, Liverpool have assembled the most complete squad in the world. From the back, where Leone joins Van Dijk and Konate, to the wings, where Frimpong and Kerkez bring youth and fire, to the midfield, where Wirtz adds magic and control, and up front, where Salah, Isak, and Ekitike form an attack that terrifies every defense in Europe. No area of the pitch looks weak. Every zone looks powerful. Every piece looks designed to win. This is not just a squad. This is a weapon. And this is why, in 2026, Liverpool are the rivals to beat in every competition they play. This is the most terrifying squad in world football today. This 2026 Liverpool project is not normal. Last season, they were already the most dominant side in England, the league's top scorers with 86 goals, 14 more than Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. And they did it with the talisman who went from more out than in to 100% in.
I feel I'm free to play football, and we'll see what's going to happen next year.
Mohamed Salah, whose 47 goal involvements equaled the ancient Premier League record, and he did it in a 38-game season. Put that feat in perspective. Andrew Cole, 34 goals and 13 assists, and Alan Shearer, 34 goals and 13 assists, hit 47 in the 42-game era. Salah matched them playing fewer games and carrying Liverpool through every weekend like a one-man storm. With Salah leading the way, no one could touch them in England. And now, with a renewed squad, they look genuinely terrifying. A project with the same scent of inevitability that surrounded Liverpool in the 70s and 80s. Under Bob Paisley, the Reds lifted league titles in 1975-76, 1976-77, 1978-79, 1979-80, 1981-82, and 1982-83. Then, Joe Fagan retained the crown in 1983-84. Kenny Dalglish added 3 more in 1985-86 as part of the double 1987-88 and 1989-90, taking Liverpool to an astonishing 18. 3 decades passed before Jurgen Klopp restored the throne in 2020 behind closed doors. And then, Arne Slot arrived and made the party public again. Champions in 2025. In his first post-Klopp season, with just one reinforcement, turning control and pressing into a new, colder edge. Arne Slot has still built pillars everywhere. Alisson Becker is still the league's best goalkeeper and the standard against which even David Raya is measured. Virgil van Dijk, the world's premier center back, and Giovanni Leone to carry his legacy. In midfield, Florian Wirtz, the finest playmaker in the world, sits at the heart of it, with Ryan Gravenberch and Dominic Szoboszlai as ever-reliable engines, while Cody Gakpo morphs between the lines and rolls with ruthless efficiency. From the Academy of Chelsea to the horizon, there is promise. Rio and Gamoa and a crop of fearless youngsters who keep the training ground loud and the standards higher. And then, the front line, a sight to frighten Europe. Mohamed Salah in the form of his life. Alexander Isak, the record signing and pure number 9 who turns good chances into great ones. And Hugo Ekitike, the right-footed knife from the left channel who creates danger out of nothing. Line by line, there is no weak spot, only reinforced steel and sharper weapons. This is Liverpool behaving like champions, by strengthening the strong, refining the ruthless, and investing, not for a season, but for an era. These are the kind of pillars that once had names like Ray Clements, Alan Hansen, Graham Souness, and Kenny Dalglish. Today, the names are different, but the formula is the same. Pay attention because next, we will break it down line by line, and you will see why this squad isn't just built to win the league, it's built to build a dynasty. Liverpool were already brutal in attack, but now they look invincible. With Hugo Ekitike scoring 3 in 4 official matches, Federico Chiesa, the opening day hero against Bournemouth at Anfield,
by the goalkeeper, comes out,
Mohamed Salah chasing down Ian Rush's records, Cody Gakpo is Slot's most versatile chess piece.
Here comes Gakpo, still Gakpo.
Rio Ngahoma, the club's own Max Dauman-style prodigy. And the arrival of Alexander Isak, the most lethal center forward in the league. The only sensible question is, how will Arne Slot use all these weapons at once? The plan starts simple and ruthless. Isak will live as a number 9 most weeks, because when you pay $125 million for an apex finisher, you build the structure around his movements between the posts. While Salah attacks from the right and Wirtz orchestrates as a true number 10, that leaves the left lane as a rotating doorway for Ekitike or Gakpo, depending on the opponent and the game state, with Ekitike drifting wide to drive inside at speed, just as he did so often in Europe's last year. Yes, a 4-4-2 with Isak and Ekitike together would be terrifying. Salah and Gakpo on natural wings and wave after wave of penalty box arrivals, but modern Premier League football demands extra bodies in the midfield, and Slot has shown no appetite to abandon his 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 hybrid that controls transitions and traps build-up in the half spaces. In the favored shape, the logic is clinical. Wirtz lives between the lines to feed Salah's diagonal runs and Isak's first-time finishes. Ekitike from the left becomes the vertical knife that turns good phases into shots, and Gakpo is the universal solvent false 9, left wing or interior, who keeps the press and possession structure intact when rotation bites. Depth is not a luxury, it is a weapon. Chiesa can replace Isak or flip sides to pin fullbacks. Ngahoma gives you fearless 1v1s when legs are tired, and Harvey Elliott's versatility to freshen Salah's lane or drop into the right half space means Liverpool can keep the same ideas with different faces for 60 matches across 4 fronts. And this is where the minutes will come for everyone. Ekitike is not a bench story. His left channel carrying, blindside movements, and far post finishes are too valuable to park, while Isak himself has never played a 50-plus game season and has missed 39 matches since 2022 and 2023. So smart rotation isn't optional. It's the only way to keep the machine at full power through winter and spring. Slot will pick the poison by opponent. Against low blocks, expect Ekitike wide to force collapses and cutbacks, while Isak occupies both center backs. Against high lines, we may see Gakpo start left for circulation, and Ekitike unleashed as the late runner. And when Liverpool smell chaos, the switch flips. Salah inside the half space, Wirtz on the wall pass, Isak first touch out of feet, finish, silence. The truth is brutal for the rest of the league. This forward unit isn't a list of names. It's a modular system where roles can swap without losing identity. Press from the front, trap wide, recover high, and turn every regain into a numbers-up sprint where the final ball is played by a world-class decision maker. And if you still doubt the balance, look at the insurance policy. Chiesa has cover for Isak, Ngahoma as the spark for Ekitike, Elliott as the right side metronome for Salah. 3 profiles that keep Liverpool's threat identical, even when the starters sit, which is exactly how dynasties are built in August and crowned in May. So yes, Liverpool were strong. Now, they're a riddle you cannot mark and a problem. You cannot rest against an attacking masterpiece designed for one purpose only: score, score again, and keep scoring until the whistle. Alexander Isak has joined Liverpool on a 6-year contract, a record-shattering $125 million deal that not only broke the transfer ceiling, but also sent a clear message to the football world. The champions are building a dynasty. At Newcastle, Isak became the club's greatest striker since Alan Shearer, scoring 52 goals across all competitions in just 2 seasons.
Everyone's always asking me, why did Man City buy Isak instead of Haaland?
44 of them in the Premier League. His records speak volumes, and it explains why Liverpool were willing to push so hard to make him theirs. Only 2 players outscored him in the league across the 2023-24 and 2024-25 seasons: Erling Haaland with 49 goals and Mohamed Salah with 47.
At the moment, natural finisher.
Yeah.
Isak. Natural finisher.
Better than Haaland?
Haaland is a one-touch finisher.
But look closer at the image. Isak sits second in non-penalty goals with 35 in just 64 games, behind only Haaland's 39 from 62 appearances. Salah follows just behind with 33 in 70 matches. This is elite finishing, and it proves that Isak belongs in that rare era where only generational strikers live. His consistency was ruthless. He scored 8 goals in December 2024 alone, more than any other player in the league, and even added 19 created chances from open play in the same month, showing he is far from just a penalty box poacher. By the end of the campaign, Isak had crafted 50 open play chances in all competitions, by far the best creative return of his career. That creative growth adds an extra layer to his already lethal profile. He averaged 36.8 touches per 90 minutes last season, more than Darwin Núñez, Ollie Watkins, or even Haaland, showing he's not the kind of striker who drifts in and out of games. He drags defenders out of position, drops deep, runs in behind, and creates chaos. His 287 runs in behind ranked among the very top in the Premier League, with 77 of those movements ending in shots, more than any other striker not named Salah. And then there's the finishing. Isak converted 26.4 of his non-penalty shots in 2024-25, a rate higher than both Haaland, 21.6, and Salah, 21.1%. He became only the 4th player in league history to score in 8 consecutive games, and he overtook Freddie Ljungberg as the Premier League's all-time top Swedish scorer. Big games, he thrives there too, scoring against Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, Aston Villa, and even Liverpool themselves. He broke defenses that thought they had him figured out, often with first-time finishes that showed why he's one of the most complete number 9s in the game. Liverpool bought 25 goals a season at minimum. They bought a forward who guarantees danger, whether he's touching the ball or just moving into space. And they bought a player entering his prime years. And with Salah, Wirtz, Ekitike, and Gakpo around him, Isak's job will no longer be to do everything. It will be to do what he does best: score. This Liverpool attack is not just frightening because of Alexander Isak. It's because of how each piece fits into Arne Slot's system. On the right, Mohamed Salah is still the crown jewel. He's living the prime of his prime, delivering 47 goal involvements last season and proving once again that he remains the deadliest attacker in the Premier League. Salah brings goals, assists, movement, and fear. His presence alone drags defenders in open space for everyone else. On the left, Hugo Ekitike is stepping into a huge role. The French striker scored 15 goals and made 8 assists in the Bundesliga, showing he is more than just a number 9. He drops deep, carries the ball, drives at defenders, and creates danger out of nothing. In Slot's Liverpool, if he doesn't play as a second striker, he will need to sharpen his game outside the box and use his pace and dribbling from wide areas. That's where his learning curve starts. Sharing the center role with Isak means he must adapt, but also grow. It's a gift. Isak knows how to finish like a killer, but also how to create, pull defenders, and link play. Those are lessons that can take Ekitike to the next level. Ekitike's style had an 84% similarity to Isak's last season. Both press high, both create chances with runs and carries, and both can score. The key difference is finishing. Isak converts around 20% of his shots, Ekitike only 12%. Slot will not demand him to be a copy of Isak, but to complement him. That's the beauty of this trio. Salah as the experienced leader and creator, Isak as the ruthless finisher, Ekitike is the young weapon learning fast and adapting to new roles. If the Frenchman absorbs what the Swede brings while showing his natural creativity, Liverpool won't just have the best front three in the entire Premier League. they'll have a ready-made succession plan for the future. And that's what makes Slot's attack terrifying. If it's not built around one man, it's built around three killers who feed off each other. With Salah as the master, Isak as the reference, and Ekitike as the apprentice, the message is clear. Anfield is ready to rain goals all season. Now we need to talk about the Pharaoh. Mohamed Salah is not slowing down. He's speeding up. Last season, he reached 47 goal involvements in the league. He scored 29 goals and provided 18 assists, carrying Liverpool through big moments while playing every single match. Under Arne Slot, Salah's role has evolved. He now stays higher up the pitch, conserving energy for when it matters most, and his expected goals and expected assists per 90 both hit career highs. Salah has given freedom to focus on attacking, and Salah has responded with devastating efficiency. What makes him terrifying is not just his finishing, but his intelligence. He times his runs, drifts into half space, links with Wirtz, and still delivers goals in the second half when defenses are tired. Salah contributed to over half of Liverpool's 86 league goals last season. At 33, he remains the leader of this front line. Isak and Ekitike may add firepower, but Salah is still the one setting the standard, dictating the rhythm and proving that Liverpool's attack starts and ends with him. Liverpool's lethal attack is not just about big names. Rio Ngahoma, the young sensation at Anfield, is making grown men look like children. He never stops scoring, with 3 goals and 2 assists since preseason and in the Prem, including a heroic strike that gave Liverpool all 3 points away at Newcastle. Federico Chiesa, meanwhile, endured frustration last season with limited minutes. But this season, he is finally being unleashed. Just like Ngahoma, when Liverpool needed him, he delivers. Together, they have already secured 6 vital points for the Reds, proving that depth is no longer a question. For Slot, this is the real comfort. His front line doesn't rely on Salah, Isak, or Ekitike. He has explosive talent waiting on the bench, ready to change games. With Ngahoma's fearlessness and Chiesa's big match pedigree, Liverpool's attack has layers, freshness, and enough firepower to chase absolutely everything this season. Liverpool have never had a midfield this fearsome in their history. Yes, the forwards are lethal, but what truly makes this 2026 squad terrifying is that every single midfielder has the mind of a striker. They don't just protect the ball, they look to break lines, they look to hurt you, and they are dangerous from every area of the pitch. Florian Wirtz is the crown jewel of this rebuild, the most exciting signing in world football this summer. For 3 straight seasons, he was the Bundesliga's most decisive midfielder, and now he has the stage of the Premier League to prove why Liverpool paid 116 million. His vision, his dribbling, his ability to take the ball on the back foot and slice through defense is unmatched. Yes, the start has been slow as he adapts, but he already has an assist, and every match he looks more comfortable. Wirtz is the kind of player who doesn't just see passes, he invents them. Slot knew Wirtz needed space to grow, so he shifted Dominic Szoboszlai to the right. The result? Pure brilliance. Szoboszlai has been Liverpool's best player in recent games, setting up Rio Ngamo's winning goal with a clever dummy.
Salah. Lovely dummy.
And scoring a free kick that is already being called the best strike of the season. His work rate, his ability to cover ground, and his class in possession make him the perfect balance towards his creativity. Add to that Ryan Gravenberch, and the midfield becomes unstoppable. The Dutchman is a complete modern midfielder, strong in duels, capable of playing as a pivot, as an 8, or even pushing higher like a 10. He can dribble out of pressure, drive into space, and strike from a distance. His goal against Newcastle was a reminder that he's more than just a connector. He can decide games on his own. And then there's Alex McAllister, one of the most intelligent midfielders in world football. He knows where to stand, how to receive under pressure, and how to dictate the tempo of the game. He's the balance in this chaos, the brain that keeps Liverpool ticking. When you have someone who was key to Argentina's World Cup win, now pulling the strings at Anfield, you know your midfield's complete. But depth is what really sets Liverpool apart. Wataru Endo is reliable every time he steps on the pitch. Curtis Jones brings intensity and energy, pressing relentlessly and linking play. And Cody Gakpo, though technically a forward, is so versatile that Slot uses him as a creative weapon, able to carry the ball, shoot from distance, and add vertical threat whenever needed. This is why Liverpool's midfield is more than just solid. It's explosive. Wirtz, the genius. Szoboszlai, the engine. Gravenberch, the powerhouse. McAllister, the brain. Around them, depth players who can start for most other Premier League sides. It is a midfield designed not only to support the attack, but to become the attack when the game demands it. Now we need to talk about Liverpool's defense and goalkeeper. A unit with shadows and lights, but one that carries massive potential. At the back of it all is Alisson Becker, still the most reliable wall in the Premier League. He's not just brilliant with his feet. His reflexes, one-on-one positioning, and calmness under pressure make him unique. Last season, he kept 13 clean sheets and once again proved that when Liverpool need a savior, he is always there. He's a leader, the first pillar in this system. In front of him stands Virgil van Dijk, the commander of the line. Few defenders in football history have his combination of intelligence, timing, and leadership. He rarely dives in. He He anticipates danger before it happens, and he organizes everyone around him. Van Dijk has mentored players like Gomez and Trent in the past, and now his job is to pass on that wisdom to the next generation. His partner, Ibrahima Konate, had a brilliant 2024-25 season, so good that Real Madrid wanted him. But this season, he has looked distracted, showing mistakes that have cost goals. Still, his physicality and presence make him a weapon, and if he refocuses, Liverpool will once again have one of the most solid center-back pairings in world football. On the flanks, Slot has unleashed two rockets. Jeremy Frimpong on the right is not just a replacement for Alexander-Arnold, he's an upgrade, a player with blistering pace who stretches opponents constantly. On the left, Milos Kerkez struggled in his first matches, but against Arsenal, he looked like a wall, shutting down Noni Madueke with confidence. Together, they bring width, energy, and intensity. The future of the backline lies in Giovanni Leoni. At 1.95 meters tall, winning over 60% of his duels, and with an 88% passing accuracy. He already looked like the heir to Van Dijk's throne. His intelligence, positioning, and ability to read the game make him look older than his years. He doesn't just defend, he controls. Liverpool wanted Marc Guéhi too, but his failed medical means all eyes now fall on Leoni. With Van Dijk to guide him, Leoni could develop into one of the best defenders of his generation. The Dutchman will make sure of it. Liverpool 2026 is not just a strong team, it is a project designed to last. With Slot on the touchline, every signing and every tactical adjustment has been made to build something bigger than a single title. The attack is unstoppable, the midfield is full of creativity and control, and the defense is being forged for the future. This is not a squad built for one season. It is the foundation of an era. Under Arne Slot, Liverpool are not chasing trophies. They are building a dynasty.